What is up, everyone? So today I have a trigger guard from BCM. This is the extended one, and we're going to replace the current one here. We're going to go over its features, its price point, and whether or not you should buy it. So let's get this installed and see what it's all about. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is get a punch that's going to fit this pin back here. And this pin is not a through pin, it's spring loaded, so it just presses in. Okay, so we're gonna punch this out. And the reason why, if you've never known why these are spring loaded, it's because you could put a bullet tip in there and cam this out of the way. So that way, if you do have gloves in the winter, you could put your finger through here, okay? So that's just something that was integrated on the actual real AR-15s, and that's why this is spring loaded, okay? If you didn't know. So you're gonna take your dowel or your punch, and then take your hammer and then tap it out. Don't tap this too hard, okay? You wanna slightly tap it, because if not, you can break this ear off, okay? So it can snap. So make sure you have a piece of wood backing it, or tap really slow, okay? So don't go crazy with this, because you can damage it. Okay, so once you knock this out, your trigger guard's not gonna free fall out. And the reason for that is because the BCM grip that I have prevents that from happening. So it does prevent you from losing your trigger guard if this pin ever walked out, okay? So you're gonna have to use something like this, press down, and then cam out the rest of the trigger guard, okay? So there's a roll pin in there, right up in there, and it's spring loaded, and this thing collapses like so, and then you can take it all the way out without having to take off your grip, okay? Now you're left with this. Now for the install of the BCM setup here. So when you get the package, of course it's double sealed, so even if you took off the top part of it, it still doesn't fall out. BCM and Magpul stuff is really good. Okay, so you got the trigger guard. If you notice, there is no spring-loaded mechanism here. They do sell aluminum ones of these drop downs, and then you don't have any of the luxury of the traditional one, okay? But they do sell aluminum versions of this. Plastic's okay though. They give you a set screw and a roll pin, okay? So a set screw and a roll pin to replace this pin. This pin's solid. The new roll pin that they give you is slotted, so it's a spring pin, okay? You should be able to use either one. And then instead of the little spring-loaded pin here, they give you a set screw, okay? Because you're not gonna need that feature of camming it out of the way, because it's gonna be large enough for your glove. So in comparison, you'll notice that this is flared on this one, and this one's a lot narrower, okay? And then you'll notice that one end's larger than the other. The larger end's gonna go where your grip is, and the narrower side's gonna go where the mag well is, okay? So slide this up in there, and it's a snug fit, okay? That's what it should look like. So you get this nice oval hole. And then what you need to do is, you're not gonna wanna put Loctite on there, because you're threading it into plastic. So we need to figure out the size of Allen that's gonna use. I mean, Loctite won't do you no good in that plastic, but you're gonna screw it in. It's the wrong size. It's gonna be a 1/16, and you're gonna thread that all the way in until it stops. Okay, so you wanna make sure that it gets taken down flush with this face. And then for the roll pin, or the spring pin, whatever you want to call it. Make sure you line this up. And there is no particular way in which it needs to go in, because both ends have a little chamfer on them. Okay, and then you want to tap it. So you want to tap this down. What I recommend using is nothing blunt like this. You want to use aluminum so that way it doesn't flare out. All right, but we need to tap this in and it's going to compress. Okay, so you need a piece of aluminum instead of banging it with this hard end. Okay, so after banging this through, this is what it should look like. It should look really nice and contoured, and your finish should look like that, flush. And the same with this side, it should be flush. Okay, and then you got the BCM logo at the bottom. I don't know if it's easy to see, but you got it down there. Okay, so when you're, you know, tactical, people could see it. Just kidding. But it's really nice, and then you have a really nice smooth radius right here, so it doesn't dig into your skin. You know, when you got your middle finger down here, if you did grab it real fast, it doesn't dig into your skin and cut you. It's real smooth, even with your trigger finger moving about. You know, if you slipped it in, it will not dig into your skin. It does have a round over. Okay, so that's what it looks like when gripping it. It's matched perfectly with the BCM grip and BCM trigger guard. The reason why I chose BCM over Magpul is because I have Magpul stuff, and it's great. I just wanted to try something different. Always keep your options open. So if you're interested, that's what the BCM setup should look like. Okay, well, that's going to complete today's video on this quick install. I hope you liked it. I recommend you having a punch that's either brass or aluminum, because you will need that, and then a hammer, and then patience, and maybe a 2x4 so you don't break these ears off. Okay, that's going to complete it. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to see this build and other things I'll be posting in the near future, consider subscribing. Until next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks for watching.